Okay, so we are going to make our complementary color wheel. The first thing that you need to do is take a piece of manila tag board, and this is what you're going to draw your stencil on it. So if you think back to last year when you were in 5th grade and we did silhouettes, it's the same kind of idea. You want your shape to be easily recognizable, whatever it is that you decide to make your shape. And through the magic of movies, ta-da, look! I have drawn it very, very quickly. So mine, as you can see, is a duck. You are then going to take your scissors and go ahead and cut out your duck. Now, I drew mine in Sharpie. You don't have to draw yours in Sharpie. That was just to make it easy to see. And UV magic. Oh, look at that. It's all cut out. That's so lovely. How perfect. You are then going to take this guy and you are going to trace it on each one of the colored pieces of paper until you have all 6 of our rainbow colors. Then you don't need this anymore, you can get rid of that. You are then going to take your scissors again, cut all of these out, and again, movie magic. Look, we cut all of these pieces out. So now we have all 6 of our lovely little color wheel pieces. This is not the order. That's the order, but we have all of our pieces. We now need to make the background that you are going to glue them onto. So we're going to take all of these and save them off to the side for a bit. You are going to start with a blank white sheet of paper and an 18-inch ruler. You will also need a pencil, which I have hidden. Ooh, look at that. It's fine, all's fine. The first step you're gonna do is take your ruler from corner to corner of your 12-inch square and lightly draw the line across. Now I know it's kind of hard for you to see, but lightly draw the line corner to corner. You're then going to take your ruler and you are going to measure from the other 2 corners. You're going to measure 4 inches over, make a little dash, 4 inches down. You're going to repeat the same thing over here, 4 inches over, little baby dash, 4 inches up, little baby dash, and then you're going to connect across so that the 4 inches over meets the 4 inches over, and 4 inches down meets the 4 inches up. And you'll notice they all crisscross approximately, if I had measured more appropriately, they crisscross in the middle. Now is the time where if you want to use kind of wavy lines or loopy lines or any other kind of lines that you want to add, if you want to leave them straight, leave them straight. Otherwise, you can edit your lines and to be something a little bit different. You do still want to leave nice big wedges over here so that we have enough space to actually put our stencil in there. You don't want to get them too skinny. But now we have the background ready. You will Sharpie this, not just so you can see it better, but so it's easier to paint. And for the paints, we are going to be using tempera paint. So that's these palettes right here. You will need a cup of water as well and a paintbrush. You are going to start by getting a little bit of water on the paintbrush and then swirling around and around. Now if you notice, there's kind of some dark stuff on this, so I'm gonna swirly, 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 rinse my brush and take a paper towel and just wipe off the top of this. And now you can see it's nice and bright yellow again. So now I'm not gonna get any of the gross green color that was kind of stuck on the top there. And I'm gonna go swirly, swirly, swirly with the water again, this time to pick up some of my nice clean yellow paint. And I'm going to pick one of my wedges here, and I'm going to paint just this one wedge. If I want more color, I just swirl it for longer. If I want a lighter color, I add more water. I put this paper underneath here so I can paint right off the edges. If you paint off the edge of your paper, you're just going to sponge it up later, it's fine. This paint is very easy to get out of the tables. Depending on what color clothing you are, it also gets out of your clothes. Okay, so now the next step we have to do is pick the colors that are next to it on the color wheel. So I'm going to pick orange, which is right over here, the very far corner of our screen. Swirling, 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 swirling. Do. Now I also want to say, like, what's the next color? On the other side, it's going to be green, right? So we're going to pick up some green here. And that would go over here. Next to green would be, that's right, blue. You're going to take some of this blue right here. Spinny, 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 spinny. This would be blue. Next to blue is going to be purple. Purple, purple, purple. And lastly, we'll come back around and do a red. Red, red, red. Ooh, well, I still have more orange on it, but it is red. And we are going to movie magic this all together, and ta-da! Movie magic. Now, the one thing I didn't show you that is an option is that you can take a little bit of like the darker color. So if I take a little bit of this red here, you can actually kind of fade along this edge by adding a little bit of the red on top of the lighter orange. And just ever so slightly blend your color wheel. You could do the same thing over here with taking a little bit of your orange and just ever so lightly going over the edge of this yellow. Now, if you find you did too much, you could just kind of pat it. Picked up a little bit of the green there. We'll add a little bit more orange in there. I'm going to add a little bit of the green to this side. It also helps to kind of hide any of those like oopses. Not that we would ever make oopses, but this is a nice way of just kind of making them look like they're intentional. We do also have these white trays here if you want to mix colors, like if you could mix the yellow and the green together to make the color that goes over here, you'll get a nice softer line instead of this harsh edge. Okay, the very last step, and now you're going to do this step once this is dry, but I am rushing through this process, so I'm not waiting for it to dry. You're then going to take all of your lovely little stencils that you've cut out of your color sheets, and you are going to glue them with your glue stick onto the opposite color. So like blue over here travels across your paper to the orange, which means orange starts over here, travels to blue. Purple's over here, travels to yellow. Yellow's over here, travels to purple. Green's up here, travels down to red. Red's down here, travels up to green. And again, you would glue those all on. You can spin them whatever direction you want them to be in. You can make a pattern out of the direction you have them. That part's entirely up to you, but then you're going to glue these all down and you finish the project.